Here we go, it's the show you've been waiting for. I know you've been waiting. Just sit back, you will see you're gonna want some more. We talk about love, life, fam, fun, all in one. Let's take a ride. It just begun. Come on, everybody, you're sure to get your laugh on. It's the Candy Kev Show.
Welcome to the Candy Kev Car Conversation Stay at Home Edition.
Oh, wait. Okay, so this is, I swear we are living in an alternate, this just solidified the fact that we are currently living in an alternate universe. But before we do that, I'm going to tell you why in a second. Before we do that, go hit that share button. All right, listen, guys, just give me 1 second because there's some things.
Matter of fact, we're going to go to a quick commercial break.
Wait, y'all know what we do when our technology. Quick commercial break, just bear with us.
At least we own the day. Oh, that ain't working again.
All right, listen, so this is where, this is what separates the people who've been at this from the people who like kind of just starting, and we somewhere in the between at this point today.
Most people would have been like, just throwing the whole show, I'm done.
Because y'all don't even understand the amount of stuffage that is going on right now.
Since yesterday. It has.
This has just been, so we are really going to be depending on our viewers today. Can you go ahead and just hit the share button? Today is, we have some very important things we need to talk about today, kind of along this theme right here. So even if you are typically leery about sharing, we have, I'm just going to ask you, we need your help today.
Yes.
You help us. We try to help as many people as we can on our show, but can you help us today? Even if you're not want to hit the share button on other days, can you please hit the share button today? I mean, Kevin, does this graphic work today?
Yeah, that one works. It's just
because
I uploaded and downloaded so many different videos.
We have so many things that have never gone technologically wrong for us in the 5 years that we've been doing this. Now all of a sudden everything wants to act up. Yeah. But we're gonna stay. Somebody told us y'all gotta keep at it. Don't let it discourage you. So listen, help us by hitting that share button today.
So can I say this really quickly?
You can.
I know a lot of people are wishing me a very happy birthday, and I appreciate that. But I'm going to defer my birthday today because there's so many things going on in the world. I don't want us to be distracted. And I'm 45. It was an age that I wasn't. Yeah, I'm 45
because he's been saying he's 45 since 2 years ago. He didn't
know
how old he was.
No. I didn't think I was 40. Or something.
He didn't know how old he was. Basically.
Yeah, but this is, I'll be honest with you. Years ago, I don't know how long ago it was, I created an email, not a password, an email, and randomly it said I had to use a number, and I used the number 45, and subsequently, every one of my email addresses has 45 at the end of it, my personal email addresses, and I've always been like, what that number 45 stand for, and every year I got closer to 45, I thought it was the end of my life. So I'm glad to celebrate, but I want to keep our focus on the things that are going on in the government.
So you kind of took my shine because I was gonna open the show by saying the first order of business is we want to wish a very happy birthday to Kevin today. It's his birthday, and one thing y'all don't know about Kevin is, despite what he says and how he tries to make it seem, this year is different. But usually, this man is a real brat when it comes to his birthday.
Are you
Meaning,
serious?
nobody don't celebrate me. Nobody don't celebrate me.
That's Father's Day.
Oh, okay. So it's I know it happens in June. We go through this, but we're just say somebody said you don't look a day over 45.
I appreciate that. I'm probably one of my friends.
So we have some today's show is kind of like, since we've been doing the stay-at-home edition, we've had to modify some things. So a lot of things we had to map out a certain way. Many of our viewers who've been rocking and rolling with us for 5 years know that we are very much, we speak extemporaneously. That means like it's not scripted all the way, and it just like kind of comes.
I couldn't even look it up because I don't know how to spell that.
So there are some like I said, I'll say it like you said, we speak off the dome. You got that?
There we go.
And so today is kind of like homage to that.
It's back to how we started.
Back to really how we started, because technology is just not working with us today. And so that's why we need you to please hit that share button, because today is a very important day for many states around this nation, and we need to get the word out. So I know that there are many that don't like to hit the share button for various reasons, but today is important because we need certain states to show up today. Today is a day. We have people have been saying there have been people within our community, our Black community, our Black and brown community, our disenfranchised and infringed segments of the nation, who have said, I'm tired of marching. I'm tired of marching. Marching doesn't do anything. Well, guess what? Today is a day. If marching is not your thing, today is a day that should be everybody's thing. I'm not telling you how to do it, but I'm just telling you and imploring you to do it. Today there are
well, Candy won't, but I'm gonna tell you, don't vote for 40.
Don't vote for his birthday. Just say it like that. Because yesterday apparently our content was too much for the powers to be. And I'm talking about our network, but the technological powers to be, it was too much for them. So we were highly censored yesterday, and it was very, very frustrating because we weren't trying. I don't think that they got our intent. We weren't trying to incite riotous behavior. We were trying to actually do the opposite. But y'all were with us yesterday. We were being highly censored. I legit, honestly, waited all day for somebody to knock on my door, because that's how the craziness that was going on for us yesterday.
So for all of my social media people out there that like to put up content, right now they're looking for keywords. There's keywords that are actually hinder you from posting. Believe it or not, I believe Black Lives Matter is
Black Lives Matter is one of them. If you say anything about protests, march, riots, any of those hashtags, you're gonna get censored. They're gonna shut you down.
Flagged. It might not go up immediately.
I cannot express this enough. I'm hitting buttons now because I need you to help us by hitting.
Is that my birthday gift? You gonna hit the buttons?
I'm gonna hit the buttons today.
All right, I'm gonna let Candy produce today. Man.
I'm gonna produce today. So today is the day. I'm gonna put up this other graphic. Today is this. Okay, just trust me. No, just trust me. Just trust me. I got this. Listen, I am college educated.
I don't have a college degree, and this was easy for me.
Listen. I have sat through a total of 4 statistics courses and a 4-hour licensing examination that entailed 420 questions.
Let me tell you,
I should be able to get this.
My wife is highly educated and intelligent. But she will call me when something on the internet goes out.
Correct.
Or, so it's okay. We balance each other out. I can't spell. She can spell, but I can fix stuff. So like,
there you go.
I got hands, she got brains, so we work together. Like we
so
work together.
but in working together, check this out. Y'all see Kevin's shirt that he's wearing today?
Yes.
Vote because it's hold on, it's a significance to that. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna put up this graphic. These are the states that need to show up today. And the
You want to double screen it?
No, I don't want to double screen it right now. Just let me be great. South Dakota, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania.
We need you, Pennsylvania.
New Mexico, Montana, Maryland, Iowa, Indiana, and then the District of Columbia. These are the states that need to show up today. I keep telling you, if I can sit through 4 hours of a state board licensing exam, right? Mm-hmm. That included 420 questions that they told me 160 of them was going to be randomly tossed out anyway. And sit through 4 classes of statistics. I think I can do this.
I'm stressing out just hearing you say that. I'm like 166 random questions.
So listen, this is what we need to have happen today. We need he didn't think I knew how to do that.
Go on, Candy.
We need these states to show up. Today is the day. Maybe there were so many who said, that for various reasons, and I get it. I left my house, and my husband and my family will tell you, I left my house for the first day to go in public since March 11th. I have been indoors, not in public, around a bunch of people,
yeah.
Since March 11th. And on Saturday, I got up and got out of the bed because I felt compelled to march. And I'm not going to dwell too much on that, but you guys know it was a peaceful march. Mm-hmm. No one was hurt. No one was killed. No tear gas thrown. No businesses were destroyed. It was something. But then I understand that there are some, that feel that marching isn't enough. I get it. Not gonna hold you. I get it. It's not enough. They're saying that, they were saying that people standing up talking, not enough. Not gonna hold you. I get it. Yes, I'm flipping in between my collegiate and street vernacular today because
some of my friends be watching too.
Not gonna hold you. I get it. But this is something that if you're 18 or above living in one of these states, you don't want to march, because honestly, hey, there is still a pandemic going on. I get that. And I just took that chance. Don't worry, I've been monitoring myself, checking my temperature, doing my protocol with inhalers and all that stuff that, doctors have given me from before. So, but maybe that wasn't your thing. But here's the thing.
Can I just address
Hold on. But here's the did I remove it all the way?
Yeah, you did. It's okay. I can get it back.
Okay, he gonna get that back. I did mess up something, y'all. So I'm gonna let him get that back real quick. But here is the thing. This is something that you can, so just show me how to come back out of that after he's gonna reorder that. You can go out and you can vote. Let your voice be heard with your vote. Now, if you don't be tricked, if you had put in for the mail-in ballot, right? Mm-hmm. It still needs to be postmarked by today. Governor Wolf for the state of Pennsylvania has given them up till June 9th to collect all the mail-in ballots. But for it to be valid, it still needs to be postmarked today.
Which means you have to take it to the post office. You can't just drop it in the mailbox. You can't trust your mailman to make sure
take it to the post office. And even if you put it in the slot at the post office, do it that way because I'm not sure if all post offices or if their doors are going to be open. But even if you put it in the post office, don't put it in the post office box on the corner. This is what I'm saying. Down the street, like on the corner. You need to go to the post office, your local post office, and put it directly into their slot. And don't wait until 5 o'clock to do it. Get out as early as you can to do it, to make sure that it is postmarked for today.
As soon as we get off, go.
Because what people are not understanding, they think, oh, it's the mail. Because you have to listen very closely. Because I don't want people to, when they put the graphic up on the screen, it came to me, some people are not going to understand this. So it was really important for me to say this. Some people thought that when the graphic came up on our local news for Pennsylvania, and it said that Governor Tom Wolf was extending the collection of the mail-in ballots until June 9th. I was like, my people going to think, anybody could erroneously think that they have until June 9th to mail it in. No, it still must be postmarked today. Thank you, Bishop Kia. She said that you could also take it to the polling places because they too have drop boxes. Yeah. So please don't take it down the street on the corner. I don't even know because I've been out of Philly so long. I haven't seen a post box.
They might have put that on fire. Don't take it down.
Don't take it down. Don't take it down.
Matter of fact, call your Nana, call your grandson, have him go drop it off at the post office or something.
So if you know that there are elderly or there are people who have underlying medical conditions and they had their mail-in ballot, but they can't get out the house, they may be afraid to get out the house. I ain't here to judge nobody. Just check on your people and arm yourself properly. Get your hand sanitizer, get your mask, get whatever you need to get and rock that vote. Because this is literally P. Diddy did a campaign. I want to say I think for the 2008 election, and his thing was vote or die. And here's the thing. That was, let me just get this because I promise you, it's your birthday. I'm gonna let you talk because my guy brother, shout out to you, Pete Morgan, was like, Candy, let him talk. But listen, just let me just say this, and I promise you. And then Kim Patterson, she's a big Kevin fan too. Let him talk, Candy. So Kim Patterson, I'm gonna let him talk. But here's the thing. P. Diddy, he had his campaign was vote or die on rock the vote and all these things. And back then, hold on, I said it wrong. It was Andre Harrell. I'm sorry.
P. Diddy was the front man for it.
P. Diddy was the front man. Okay, see, there you go. That's why I need you. You might help me today. You might help me. So Andre Harrell, vote or die, and that was something that was said. But now we see that this is something that is real. It's not a cliche. It is literally a thing. It is real.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kev.
No, that's what's it. Thank you to all the people. I'm looking at the comments. I don't really get a chance to do that, but thank you for all the people that has already went out and voted today. Shout out to you guys, Patrice, Ernie. I've seen a couple of other names that said they're going out. It's very imperative. If you want change in our government, it starts with voting. It's very imperative that you get out and vote because without votes, it's not going to be a change in the government. And we see this president is a complete jackass. He's a
we don't want to get. We need this message to stay up.
Okay,
so we don't want to be censored today. We'll save that for another day.
So let's just.
So here's the thing.
Nicely.
Here's the thing. No. Here's the thing. Today is the one day I am gonna try to a little bit filter Kevin because I don't want to give them any reason to pull this down because we're trying to give you the information. So if you don't get anything else from today's show, know that these states that are up on the screen, today is your day. You might not have you may have wanted to march, but couldn't march. Quite honestly, as the days progress, like I went out on Saturday, but as the days progress, I understand that for some it's not even safe to go out and to march because this man wanted a photo op, and we're going to get into that for a second. Ooh. Yesterday, because this man wanted a photo op, and I'm so glad that bishop, female bishop of the Church of the Presidents, she spoke out against that. So I'm so glad that people are not afraid any longer because they're just tired of what they see going on. So anytime this man authorizes brutal force on peaceful protesters during the daytime so he can go out and get photo ops, I get it. So for some, being out, and we know that the city I love, the city I grew up in, the 215, is just not a real safe situation right now.
I'm censoring myself.
Yeah, cover your mouth.
Matter of fact, that's my new hashtag. Shut up and vote.
We know that it may not be the safest situation. Now, Kevin, I don't want to delete it. So how do I just go back just to this?
Yeah.
There you go. I'm getting this thing. So, you may be saying, Candy, what are you talking about? So yesterday, just point to, okay, right, I see it.
It's a video.
Yesterday, this is what happened. Take a look.
No, this is the video of the bishop speaking.
Okay,
so let's tell what happened, and then.
Okay, so are you gonna be able to say it without getting us?
So yes, so.
No, he's not, because you hesitated. So what happened was, on a split screen, that man over there. Again, Candy is not, I'm not, there's a reason why, because we're trying not to get this video taken down today. So Kevin is doing this for Shut Up and Vote, because we got censored so much yesterday. It was crazy.
Bunker boy.
So, yesterday, y'all's boy came out the bunker, because y'all know that's what a coward would do. A coward incites violence and then hides. I got good lipstick on today. And then, because yesterday I was in mourning, and today I had to shake it off so I can make sure people understood.
You came down with your hair wrap. You came with a Phoenix Accord look. I was like,
listen, if y'all can't find. If lost, y'all see me somewhere wrong, just return me to Wakanda. And Wakanda has a certain meaning for me. I know Wakanda's fictitious, but anyway, let's get back to this person. Bishop Kev must be praying for us today. Thank you for your prayers, Bishop Kev. So he came out of the bunker and sent out his Secret Service and military police to. At the same time, on a split screen, this joker was saying that he was the people's president, but he was also the law and order president, and he was going to do what he needed to do. And if he had to bring in the United States military to come in and to send them out to your state to get things done, because you can't get it done, he was willing to do that. You had this man putting the battery in people's backs. So you got people over in Philly, these racist people over in Philly. Pause. Don't stop it. Don't stop it. With bats and all this stuff, ready to attack people. Thank you, Holy Ghost. Okay. So, anyway, he comes out the bunker, a split screen. He's saying all these things, talking about he's the people's president. But on a split screen, we see the military police attacking peaceful protesters. I'm not talking about the instigators and the anarchists. I can't get that word. Anarchists and all this. I'm talking about the peaceful protesters. They had reporters from Australia, and reporters were being attacked. I watched a reporter with a camera. It was a cameraman get hit in the gut with one of their shields. Oh my God, today, help me to get through this. All right. But on the split screen, he's saying that he's the people's president, but he sent his goons out to attack the Lord. Are they going to let this stay up? So in any event, the photo op was he wanted to go to the Church of the Presidents. The Church of the Presidents is a church that St. John's Church. The presidents ever since James Madison have been going to this church to pray and to seek the counsel of the bishop that was there at the time. Go ahead, Kevin.
So prior to him going to do his press conference, what he did was he actually walked to the church to take a picture in front of the church holding a Bible backwards. This guy.
First of all, he couldn't find a script. Okay, so it don't even matter because we gotta stay focused today. So the good thing about it is I don't even want to give him that much play. This is what I want to give some attention to because the bishop the bishop that's appointed to that church right now is a female bishop. Her name is probably going to
Bishop Mary Ann Egger Bood. I apologize if I said it wrong.
She did not even know he was going to have this happen, and she is the bishop of the church, the pastor of the church. She was sitting home watching this unfold with her mom.
Let's listen.
Now let's go ahead and
listen to her words with CNN reporter.
It's your birthday. Sit back and chill.
I was watching the news with everyone else, and as you might imagine, I have been fielding out just phone calls and emails and texts of outrage from my people and from people across the country wondering what on earth did we just witness. I hear everything else that has been said tonight, as I was allowed to eavesdrop on the first part of your conversation, which is equally significant in terms of the symbolism of our civic institutions. But what I am here to talk about is the abuse of sacred symbols for the people of faith in this country to justify language, rhetoric, an approach to this crisis that is antithetical to everything we stand for, everything that this faith stands for.
You know, there were so many religious leaders, people from the faith community who took part in civil rights demonstrations, who were integral to the success of civil rights demonstrations. You know, year after year, there were faith leaders who, not just Dr. King, but members of different faith communities who were killed in Mississippi and elsewhere.
These are our heroes. These are our martyrs, right? Mostly people of color, some beautiful white allies who were privileged to stand with them. These are the people that show us what it looks like to live and to walk a life of faith, right? That's what it looks like. That's the legacy. That's our hope. That's our only hope in this country. And so much has been gained and so much has been lost in these last 40 years. And I feel that the soul of our nation is at stake right now. And we need moral leadership. And we also need, and that was, I think, what you all were talking about earlier, we need moral leadership. We also need political leadership. Because the people of faith in this country cannot act as a substitute for sound civic government and moral leadership and effective laws that are justly enforced for all people. And that is something that all people of faith, all people of goodwill, and all people who have no faith at all but believe in the civic principles of this country can agree. And in that public square we stand, and we must prevail as a people, because what we're witnessing now is the shredding of our national fabric.
So today on Good Morning America, I have to take this out of my ear because it really is, y'all. I'm trying to stay professional, but that thing, I can hear myself talking, and it's just so. Today, this bishop was interviewed on Good Morning America, and she was point blank asked the question: will this president be welcomed in your church once things open? And she said, the way she put it was I loved it. I absolutely loved it. She said he is welcome to come and pray. He is welcome to come and kneel and humble himself before the Lord God. But that's about it. He's not, she said he will not, as long as she's there, he will not use that church as another platform to push his agenda and to push his messages of hatred. So shout out to you, Bishop. And she said she was also asked, if he were in the congregation, what sermon would you preach to him? She said the same. She said she's not changing the sermon just because he's in the congregation. She would continue to preach that same. No, that was me with the split screen. I got distracted because Ernie just gave Kev the props. But the kid, today is Kevin's birthday.
Candy
so
did that.
I'm manning things today. Don't be giving him. He does it every other day. But let me get back on task. She said he would get the same sermon that everyone else gets. And that's the sermon about social justice and all of those things. Just because he's the president does not make him exempt. What this man needs to understand is this is not a country that is run by dictatorship on paper. Because we know, for real, that we're free-ish, but especially black folks, we are free-ish, but he is not a dictator. So he done sat and went over, then talked to these other countries and thinks that he's going to bring that stuff. All right, I'm trying not to get this video taken down, so let me just chill.
So one of the things that I definitely want to bring up is you have a large amount of people, some of them that even follow us, that they say they support Donald J. Trump, and they utilize the biblical principles, like the biblical principles that he says he stands on. And my sister made a great point yesterday. She said, do you realize that slave masters use biblical principles to keep black people enslaved? So before you say, well, I'm voting for him because of his stance on marriage, his stance on what is it called? Abortion. Do you realize that you are systematically doing the same thing that when those slaves would say, well, no, master is good to me because the Bible says, obey your slave master. So
see, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna just let those people go out in the street and and forget that they're viewed as one of us and let them get cracked upside the head, and then maybe they'll have their awakening moment. So we ain't gonna give no energy to that sector today. Just go out and vote. I'm not telling you, not even on your birthday. I'm not telling you how to vote. You should just take a look at the world and use your intelligence. Use like this. Think about what the current administration is willing to do to its people in a country that. So we came here, well, not us because they stole us, but they were fleeing oppression. And now they become the oppressors.
They're oppressors.
So, okay. Anyway, today is the day. We need y'all to rock the vote. Thank you for coming on the Candy and Kev Car Conversations today. If at all possible, after the show is over, if you didn't do your mail-in ballot, make sure, be smart, have your hand sanitizer, have your mask, have your gloves. Now, it was said that the polling places are supposed to have these supplies because if you don't have them, you can't vote. So just in case your polling place is slimy, we gotta be smart and strategic about this. Take your own supplies with you. And if you do know of people who had the mail-in ballot, remember, it still needs to be postmarked today. In Pennsylvania, Governor Tom Wolf is giving them until June 9th to do all of the collections. Please be clear about that. It doesn't mean you have until June 9th to vote. Your ballot still needs to be postmarked today. But
in New Jersey, I believe they're saying it's July 7th.
7th. We have the information. I have the information. Shout out to my sister-in-law, Renee. I have the information for New Jersey. We're going to be putting that information up because there are several deadlines that you need to know, New Jersey and the other states for the second go round. But right now we have coming up, we're going to begin to close out the show for today. But before we do that, Kevin, it's your birthday. I know I did a lot of talking today because I was in a place and I had to shake it off so I could get Miss Kim, I know I ain't let your boy talk that much today. But it's his birthday, so he had to just like chill and relax. And plus, we was trying not to get censored too badly today.
Yeah. So no. I think I just wanted to, if people feel like and again, I'm just Kevin, so I don't feel like I need honor or anything like that. I'm not one of those narcissist. How you say that word?
Narcissist.
I'm not one of those people.
Narcissistic.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people. But if you wanted to show me any kind of whatever, just go out and vote. Share people, admonish them to go out and vote. I want to take the time. Yesterday, I know it was very emotional. A lot of people saw raw emotions in some of our conversation that was able to be seen. But I want to personally thank my wife, and I'll tell you why in a second. Is I want to thank her for even on Saturday. At first, I didn't know my family was going to the protest until like the very last minute, and my granddaughter was here with us, and my wife, she decided that she was going to go and stand in with our children. And I want to thank you because a lot of times when the men aren't available or they're not around, it's the sisters that hold down the community. And I want to thank her because she thought it not robbery. She didn't say, Kevin, I'll take Jordan and you go. She said, no, I'm going. And I understand because those kids were birthed out of her womb. So her protecting them, even though she know I will protect them at all costs, but it's nothing like a mother's protection. This woman, I've seen her, she will fight lions and bears for her children.
And grown men.
Yeah, she took a couple of swings at me a few times when I roughed up my boys. So,
yo, I birthed that.
So I definitely want to take the time and thank everyone that was concerned because I did get a lot of inboxes. Candy okay? Blah 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 and all that good stuff.
No, I wasn't okay. I'm gonna be honest. Yesterday, listen, people, you have to be okay with saying you're not okay. Listen, I'm a trained therapist, and it was hard for me yesterday to manage my emotions, and I have a whole tool shed of things, but you have to be okay with saying you're not okay. Yesterday, one of the hardest things after I got off of car conversation, I had to, go to work from home and, listen to my coworkers talk about, them gardening and, and getting out and enjoying the sun and everything like that. And I had a moment, I ain't gonna lie.
I think that's been bothering me too.
I had a moment, and my boss, when he realized, because my boss and I, we've been working together. He wasn't always my manager, but we've been working together for 17 years. And at first, they thought it was going to be la, la, la. And I had to say to him, like, no, I'm not okay. No, I can't have this conversation. We can talk work, but beyond that, I don't have the luxury to chit chat right now. I don't have the luxury to talk gardening and how good the weather was, because although the sun was shining, there was a storm raging. And in the middle of our conversation, I get a text that my sister had just been assaulted in California yesterday morning while she was on a walk. She and her kids, and thank God her kids weren't with her yesterday, but she was just taking a walk. They do for exercise. She takes walks in her neighborhood in California. And yesterday, as I'm trying to, I didn't even get into a lot of explanation with him. But as I'm trying to tell him, no, I'm not okay. So if you need to talk about work, we can talk work. But other than that, I can't have conversation with you today because I'm not okay. I'm getting a text message from my sister that she had just been harassed and assaulted by a white man while she was going on a walk. And thank God that there were two Latino men who saw what was going on and stopped him and escorted her home. So you have to be... you have to, yeah, Paula. I had to pray before I got on that Zoom conference call yesterday because I said, Jesus, is this the day I get fired because I lose it? Because they gonna be joking and whatever. And then I got on and they joking and laughing and talking about gardening and stuff. And I'm like, what the? So, but but the thing about it was after the conference call, he called me and I texted him and I was like, listen, I literally cannot open my mouth to talk to you right now unless it's about work. Now, if you need me to talk about work, I'll call you right back. But if it's any sidebar, I can't have this conversation with you right now. And to his credit, after he saw, he apologized. He apologized and he gave me the space I needed. So I do appreciate that. He didn't push the envelope. He didn't keep calling me. And that's my manager. He could have insisted that I picked up the phone. But to his credit, he gave me the space I needed because guess what, y'all? Y'all saw me yesterday. Yesterday, for so many reasons, I wasn't okay. For so many reasons. And I'm better than I was yesterday, but I'm not going to be okay as long as this continues to go. So that's why today we got to vote. We have to vote. Maybe marching wasn't your thing. To me, it wasn't. It was my obligation, right? It wasn't for me. It was never a choice to march on Saturday. I felt two things. It was my number one obligation to walk, to march, and it was a privilege for me to be able to march. Today, march yourself to your polling station if you didn't apply for your mail-in ballot, and take your mask, your gloves, your hand sanitizer, everything. Don't give them an excuse to turn you away.
If you got to take a chair with you to
take your photo ID. Yeah, take your photo ID. And wait. I don't care how long it is. Wait, because this really is a vote or die situation. Because of the divisive conversation that has been happening in our country. I say this not lightly. There is literally a target on our necks, a target on our heads, a target on our chest. So we have to vote. We have to vote. I'm not going to tell you how to vote. Go ahead and say what you say, Kevin.
I will.
Kevin will. But it's very important.
Listen. Don't waste your vote by voting for a person that's not on the ballot or somebody you make up. Please don't do that. Please don't be that naive. We have a candidate that's well capable of taking over this country right now. And his name doesn't end in Trump.
End in Trump? You're supposed to say end in pig.
Or ass.
Okay, you go back to your corner. Because we try to make sure they don't find a reason to take this down.
That's a jack in front of it. I'm sorry. But let me finish what I was saying.
Okay, you go.
Yeah, let me finish what I was saying. So I want to say this. A lot of times, and I'll be honest, watching my wife hurt as much as she did was difficult for me, and I wasn't able to help in that area. And let me say this: I'm not the perfect husband. I'm not gonna ever sit here and claim to be that at all. I have my flaws, and I'm not proud of them at all. But what God had to teach me was, even when you don't know what to do for her, I begin just to bombard heaven, and I begin to just take time and just pray. And I want her to know from the bottom of my heart that I love her. And I hated to see her like that yesterday, and I thank God that He's given me wisdom. So I wanted to share that with husbands. Sometimes when you don't know what to do, sometimes you just got to pray. We can't fix everything with our words. Sometimes it takes other resources. So,
but I still want y'all to vote. I'm good. I'm good enough to say this. Go vote.
And please don't vote for the
Kevin.
man whose name ends in ass. That's in the Bible, so don't judge me. So listen.
So today, so yesterday, one of my creative friends.
Do you want to tell them about what Tuesday is representing besides the vote?
No, well, you can explain that right before we go into this. One of my creative friends yesterday, she and I didn't actually even see it until today, because yesterday I actually turned my phone off after the show ended. I'm not gonna say that. I had my phone accessible for family only. I got off of I took myself off of social media because I needed to protect my peace, and I needed to do what I needed to do to heal myself emotionally, mentally, and get myself in a good headspace. I'm going to tell you, my husband came up to the bedroom and said to me, Candy, seeing how distressed I was yesterday, he's like, I think we need to cancel the rest of the shows for the week. And I, even in the middle of me laying across the bed, like just literally just holding my head like this. And I don't know, maybe I was crying at the time, maybe I wasn't. But when Kevin walked into that bedroom and said, Candy, maybe we should just suspend our show for the rest of the week, I was like, oh no, we're not. Because that's what they want us to do.
Let me tell you what I did. I was like, dang, go ahead. I was like, oh my God.
I was like, oh no, we're not.
Not that I wanted to, but sometimes I realize that, sometimes people need a break. And I didn't know whether that was the time that.
No, I feel you. You saw it was overwhelming for me, yeah. But I was like, oh no, because here's the thing. A conversation I had with my kids, and we doing our Pentecostal closes because we supposed to close 2 closes ago, but this is the real last story I'm gonna say. One of the videos from Saturday, you see me. You can go back if you like. You can go back on Saturday on my timeline. You see one of the videos. Thank you to everyone who shared that video about the march that we participated in on Saturday. Well, there's one video you see me getting reflecting. This was after the march, and as we were walking back to the vehicle, I was getting reflections from the young people, and we had only marched like a total. Or walked a total of 4 miles, give or take, back and forth to the car, right? And I said, but think about this, guys. And I had to tell the young people that were with me, Martin and them, John Lewis and them, they did this in church shoes. They did this marching across bridges and across states. All we did was march from the car. Not all we did, because I don't want to minimize it. We did our part, but
wow, hold on, and I'm just going to read the last part. Shirai Lee made a good point. He said, because he was talking to Anna, comparing Trump to Hitler, and he said Trump is not a Hitler. I'll go there. He said Trump is exactly what the founding fathers wanted, and white man. Mel, you said educated. I was a little concerned.
He ain't educated. He lied on his. Read into him his credentials. Yeah. Oh crap!
Rich landowner. Trump isn't Hitler. Trump is the founding fathers' dream come true. That is so on point, man. So listen, what we're gonna do?
So Tasha Holmes, she submitted a spoken word piece yesterday, because that's what creatives do when we sometimes don't know what to do. Sometimes we go into our creative toolbox to try to understand what's going on in our reality, And so Kevin put together a collage, and the voice that you hear over top of it is the talented Tasha Holmes. She was the one when we showed a couple of weeks ago. She was in John's Leftover. She's a very talented person. So she is the voice that you will hear over this collage. Thank you for tuning in today. Stay to the very end because we have a very, very special message for our viewers today. So listen, as we always say, I love you, we love you, and ain't a thing that you can do about it. Thank you for choosing to tune in to Car Conversations with us today, but please stay to the very end and close of the show. God bless you.
My mind are waves after waves of black ships with no one behind the helm. Empty shells causing mental tremors, cracking my core. Frightening earthquakes unequaling my equilibrium, shaking the walls of me. Am I supposed to be strong enough? Strong enough to withstand your bullets in the darkness. Fast enough to outrun your hatred. Strong enough to picky, obstructing airways and justice. Am I? We plead, but they don't hear us. We scream, and they don't hear us. We cry, and they don't see us. We march, and they don't see us. We break, and now they hear us. We burn, and now they see us. Now they see. When they couldn't see my brothers and sisters falling like leaves in autumn all year round. No, because to them there's more to the story that couldn't have happened that way because they must have done something. Refusing to acknowledge that they were just being black in America. And our pain is real and exhausting. And I'm tired of explaining why Black lives matter to those who don't think they do. So let it burn. Our pain and anger and frustration and grief. Let it go up in flames. But there's an evil that plagues this country worse than any virus, so let it burn. And may the fire be louder than our voices ever could. And when there's nothing left but ash, maybe then they'll be ready to listen.